Hello everyone, welcome to a Redbridge Christmas, our Christmas edition of the Education Lounge podcast. It's more of a fun episode today. However, John's camera stopped working very early on, and he's always sort of reminded me of a character from one of my favourite films, Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear. So whenever John talks today, you'll see a picture of Buzz Lightyear instead. And he suffers from the same delusions of grandeur as well. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of the podcast.
The Education Lounge podcast.
You're not going to be here for Christmas, are you?
No, I am here for Christmas Day, but then 27th I'm flying to Vietnam. So, yeah, that should be good.
Have you ever done Christmas abroad?
Yes.
You have. I've only done it once. I didn't really like it.
I did it in Korea.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Where did you... Oh, Australia.
Australia, yeah. 2019, yeah, a couple of years ago.
Oh, I thought that would have been really good. What?
I mean, it was nice. It was just weird not being with friends and all that.
Being with family.
Yeah, but also having a 35-degree Christmas day. Bit weird.
Oh, yeah. You went during that crazy heat wave, didn't you?
Forest fires, yeah.
Yeah.
I was really jet lagged, obviously, and everyone was asleep, and I woke up at 4:30 on Christmas Day, and I walked down to Bondi Beach, to the beach, and just sat there, and the sun was coming up, and everyone was coming back from Christmas parties and stuff. Got a really good time lapse of the sun rising.
Yeah.
But it was weird. It didn't feel Christmassy. Yeah.
Yeah, white Christmas is... Although, to be honest...
When was the last time we had a white Christmas?
I don't actually know, but maybe a few years
90s?
ago.
No, I don't...
I'm going to look it up while we talk.
No, I swear
for some reason, I want to say 2016.
yeah, I don't think it was that long ago. It was just... It seems like ages.
Well, 2016 is quite a while
When
ago.
you say white Christmas, do you mean actual snow on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then...
Well, what are you thinking of?
I was thinking around, that, not necessarily on Christmas Day, but around sort of between 23rd and 27th.
Yeah, but I do remember waking up and it being snowing, but I can't remember
what year that was. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, we very rarely get it here, isn't it, in this country? But obviously, I imagine there'll be parts of the world that do.
Well,
yeah. But Australia's not one of them.
Australia's definitely not one of them.
was it Scotland? We'll definitely have it.
So
Scotland's nice. I wouldn't mind doing a Christmas in Scotland, in the mountains and stuff. That would be quite nice.
New York would be good too. New York's like the
Yeah, that's one thing I haven't.
That's the classic.
Christmas in New York.
Yeah. Though, I don't know, I guess it's a bit weird because in terms of our... In England, it's like, although it's our joyous time, a lot of things in our... So like Christmas Carol, that story, it's kind of a bit depressing, slightly, at that time. Slightly depressing. But then the idea is on Christmas morning, it's all joyful. But leading up to Christmas, it's kind of cold, dark, miserable, winter, and then on Christmas Day, everyone's happy because it's Christmas. I've got a kind of love-hate relationship with Christmas because I know I enjoy the family time, stuff like that. But then I know that just the amount that I'm gonna spend and eat.
I mean, we don't really spend a lot.
Is it?
Yeah, we do presents for just the three of us. Well, the last few years we've been doing a Secret Santa, so we don't really spend a lot. I mean, there'll be a lot of money spent on food and drink and that sort of stuff. Well, what do you normally get up to? I know for us we close. It's our longest closure.
Yeah.
Here, so it's the only time I could have gone to Australia because we get 2 full weeks off.
2 weeks, yeah.
Which we don't get anywhere else in the year.
Yeah.
Because we're basically open all year round. So in those 2 weeks, what do you lot normally get up to?
I will do the on the 25th. You know, we will do the typical big food.
That's the main thing.
Yeah, and then obviously spending time with family. But I mean, apart from that, it's not really. I wouldn't say it's. I wouldn't say it's huge. On the 25th, we do have a tradition of going for a long walk. So me, my dad, sometimes my brother and sister if they're not lazy.
That's kind of unusual, because like most people are just stuck in, well, they're inside and then they're just spending all their time eating and not doing anything particularly.
No, I don't
active.
think it's that unusual.
Which is what
A lot of people
that is one reason why I like going out. So yeah, we'll do a really long walk, sometimes with the dogs. Actually, not sometimes, always with the dogs.
You're staying.
Go and take your siblings out for a walk.
What about you? What do you do on the actual
usually
the actual day?
Well, some in sort of the distant past, we used to actually prepare everything and do the Christmas dinner, and either invite family members around or travel to family members in Kent.
That sounds very similar to me. That's what we do.
But of late, what we've been doing quite a lot, just to take the pressure off a little bit, because I don't think anyone particularly likes, well, in my family, particularly likes the sort of preparation process of like doing all the food.
See, I kind of like that, because we don't always do like a roast and whatever else. My grandparents are vegetarian and that sort of thing, but I have done it a few times and I do enjoy it. Yeah. It's usually me that does it.
Well, I don't know, like sometimes it piles a lot of pressure on, like, say, one or two people in particular. And so what we've been doing is just a lot of the time going out and
for the food?
And booking a place.
What, like the like carvery type thing, or?
Well, yeah, like going to a...
Are they open on?
Yeah, they take bookings for Christmas really far in advance. Yeah, they get really booked up.
Usually quite an expensive place, but you know,
carvery's not that expensive. I don't know what it's like on Christmas Day, but
yeah, we don't book out the carvery. It's like we book out like a country house or something like that, or somewhere where they like one of those really fancy nice places, because it's only once a year. And you know, I usually find, even though it can cost quite a lot, it's quite a nice thing to go out and do something slightly different, and not have that pressure on like two people or something like that who are preparing it.
Yeah.
So that's what we've done of late. Don't know what we're really doing this year in terms of like firm plans, because it's a bit of a hectic rush. We've got to go to Vietnam, so there's a lot of preparation for that. I've got a house move that's kind of up in the air, so it's quite stressful for this Christmas in particular, but usually it's quite nice to have a little bit of a break.
That does sound quite stressful.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to have a house move after Christmas. I generally use Christmas to just switch off from all work, because like the only time we get to... I mean, I'm still always checking emails and making sure social's gone out and that sort of thing.
I'm going to do a lot of reading, because I've got 2 A-level students and I want to sort of help them a lot more with things. So I'm going to do quite a lot of reading and research, and also learning Vietnamese during that time. So I'm going to try and be productive, even though sometimes a change is as good as a rest.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like just changing what you're doing day to day to something else, I consider to be pretty restful, but I don't know. Do you have productive times around Christmas?
I won't be this Christmas. No,
It's just gonna be like lay back in a chair and really.
I want that. I want that rest.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
No, I mean, on the one hand, I've had a few Christmases where I've learned a lot during the Christmas time, because it's quite valuable having all of those hours during the day. So I learned Chinese. I did the majority of my study during those Christmas breaks, because it takes a long time to like practice writing and reading Chinese. So I dedicated those 2 weeks to just practicing and going through I think I learned about 30 words a day in Chinese. So I had like a target for how many words.
Yeah, see, I don't do anything like that.
Yeah.
Mine is usually
Do you mean
just going
Mandarin?
out and
Yeah. So I was like learning every day 30 new words, but also making sure that I'm revising the old words, and that because in 2 weeks you can learn a lot of words. So
Yeah, I said good morning to John in Mandarin.
早上好. Yeah, no, I always think it's good to be productive if you can, but like I think it's valuable time to also rest, because the day can be pretty full on. So I kind of want to do a mixture of both, and then obviously exploring Vietnam.
yeah.
I've never been there before. So
Whereabouts are you going in Vietnam?
Hai Phong, which is I
In the east.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I literally know very little about Vietnam. I'm going to go there and find out, and then sort of, because my wife's kind of planned everything out in terms of what I'm doing. Yeah, so we've got an itinerary and all that of things to do. But I haven't met my mother-in-law yet, and we've been married like 3 years, so that's also a massive reason to go.
Yeah.
So should be good.
I imagine you'll get some good food there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm a bit worried, because I'll be eating obviously on the 25th, getting absolutely stuffed, and then like I'm pretty much going to be non-stop eating for a month. So that will be it'll be quite intense. I'll come back and I'll be about 2 stone heavier probably.
Do you know what else I do during the Christmas period is the football.
The football.
I look forward to the Boxing Day fixtures. Do we still still have them this year, right? I'm trying to think if United are playing on the 26th. I think we're 27th. I think.
I think so, because the World Cup ends. I don't know whether are they taking a break or are they gonna go ahead.
I need to check the fixture. I have a feeling that we're playing on the 27th. Or United are. I think.
I don't know. I have to check.
I should know this. I'll check.
Who do you think will win the World Cup?
I would like. Do you know what? I'd like it to be Portugal.
Because of your love for Cristiano.
Because of my but if I do think they'll get to the semis. I don't know if they'll go beyond, because I think Brazil they do look really good, don't they, Brazil? I'm gonna stick with Portugal. I want Ronaldo to win it. I want either Ronaldo or Messi.
The question was, who do you think will win?
And I've gone with Ronaldo and not the.
So you're going for who you hope will win?
No, I'm unashamedly a big Ronaldo fan, just because I've always said it. Like for me, he's the best United player I've seen. Between I think 06 and 09. I haven't seen any other United player.
I actually really thought he was amazing at United, but he sort of changed the way he played at Madrid, and I kind of think I preferred the United Ronaldo. I don't know, like
I have too. Yeah, I've always said I've still watched him at Madrid and Juve, but I prefer the United.
Because as a winger, I just thought like he was just unplayable as a winger. But as a striker, I'm like, there's a few. I mean, there's not many, but like there's a few who I think he's the greatest winger of all time by a long shot. And then I'd quite like Messi to win it.
Yeah, one of them. I'd definitely. I think most of us, would like one of them to win it.
If England doesn't, but
I mean, they're definitely not. No. Look,
yeah.
I want England to do well, but it should be pretty obvious they're not gonna. They're not. They're just not gonna do anything.
Who do you think will? Well, actually, do you want England to win?
Well, yeah, obviously.
No, we all want them to win, but I mean,
I don't really follow football.
World Cup.
I'll watch World Cup and Euros and that sort of thing. But
even people who despise football watch the World Cup and they're like,
yeah, I still watch it, but I don't know the ins and outs of all the teams, as in league teams, not world teams, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Southgate's quite the man to carry England to a World Cup.
I actually like him. I think, like most of us, I just like him to be a little more adventurous sometimes. Like play Foden.
Yeah.
Give Rashford a few more games.
Yeah. Well, Rashford. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to
Christmas.
Not to that detail.
What about Christmas here? What do we normally do? Like in here?
Well, we try and I think I've noticed that we try and theme exercises around Christmas a bit. So
we play games and that sort of thing
related to Christmas. And I even tasks the year threes. I think they're writing a letter
to Santa.
Yeah, and that kind of thing. So it's good to have sort of thematically relevant content and that kind of thing.
We tend to give out a lot of gifts as well.
Yeah.
So we usually spend a lot of money on getting chocolate oranges for all the students, which we need to order, by the way.
Well, we don't usually order it. It's just
we usually go to Aldi or Lidl or something, wherever they've got an offer, and then we just get a trolley full of chocolate oranges. And
it's hard to find a place that actually has all the...
Yeah, we end up making 2 or 3 stops at different
places.
Supermarkets, and then tutors as well. We normally get them...
something,
We usually get them a chocolate log thing. Do you remember those?
I was going to say, I think I gave one to you last year, didn't I?
Yeah.
I really like exchanged the same
I really
thing.
like a chocolate log.
I do too.
They're so good.
They are good. I need to stay away from chocolate. It's my worst. It's one of my vices. If I see chocolate, it's gone. Essentially, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's...
I'm aware. I don't leave it lying around.
Do you remember that? Do you remember last year? I think you'd given me the chocolate log, but I was eyeing the Terry's chocolate orange. Do you remember? And I kept asking you, can I have it?
Well, yeah, of course you can. You don't have to ask. You can just take it.
Yeah, no.
It just means one of the poor children doesn't get a present.
I'm addicted to that Terry's chocolate orange.
Have you tried the white one?
I haven't. Is it good?
Yeah, that's good. It's got it's white chocolate, but it has
it doesn't seem like it'd be good. White.
Oh, does it? No, wait. Is it sprinkles or does it have the popping candy on it? If I remember correctly.
I don't know.
I might try and find one.
White chocolate orange.
Yeah.
It just sounds weird.
I think it's a white chocolate orange with popping candy baked into it. It's quite good.
I tend to have, I'm guessing you guys eat a lot of Lindt. Is it Lindt? Lindor? One of them. Around the holiday period.
Lindt is the one that's they're usually squarish, and then Lindor's the one that's round,
the red balls.
So
yeah,
probably Lindor's.
Lint's the stuff you get on your clothing.
yeah. So Lindor then.
Do you know what though? You say you're not going to be able. You're staying away from chocolate or whatever. When it gets to Christmas, the amount of biscuits and chocolates.
Biscuits. I was going to come on to biscuits.
All of the students and parents sort of give us.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I've still got some from last year because there's just so much of it.
I love eating all of it.
I know.
I think-
Biscuit. Okay,
on,
well,
you say.
let's do this. Which I think I know what you're going to say.
I think I know what you're going to say. So
Let's see if John says it. Biscuit tin of choice. I forgot you don't really taste. You just you just sort of inhale. But if you had to think about biscuit tins that you've had,
Come on,
the
John.
options?
Don't let us down.
we're not going to tell you any options. You're going to have to just.
Can't.
I'm assuming that we have the same thing in mind.
I hope so.
We do usually get a couple of them.
Just wait and see if John
that
gets
red
it.
tin.
That's the McVitie's
The
one.
McVitie's.
Is it the McVitie's one?
Not the one we have in mind, though, right?
No.
I don't know.
That's nice too, but
That is nice.
uh,
But they do them in the news agents
The
next
blue
door.
one?
Blue one. Wait, hang on.
The blue one.
What's what?
There is also a McVitie's blue one.
Oh, you're talking about the McVitie's blue one, or the you just see blue?
I just say.
What's the brand? Go on.
I don't know what brands are there. There's Cadbury's. Are they Cadbury's? I don't know.
Should we put him out of his misery?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just put me out.
Go.
Shoot me.
All right.
M&S?
The M&S.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which one? Which one?
Their chocolate selection.
What colour's the box?
Is it cream?
It's either red or blue. One of them.
Oh, hold up.
Red.
I'm thinking of the gold and black box.
No, I'm thinking of the red or blue one.
You're thinking of the milk chocolate
Yeah.
box. That is a good one.
Yeah.
But it's got to be M&S.
Definitely M&S.
The gold box with the black. I think it's got like a black stripe on it. It's got those little Viennese swirly finger things. Like there's a chocolate one, there's a vanilla one.
Oh, have I must have had it at some point.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite box. But yeah, one of those M&S boxes.
Definitely the M&S.
I'm looking forward. We usually do get them.
Yeah.
We usually get 2 or 3 of them.
So you know what to get me.
But I'm sure somebody will. And then we also give out. We usually give out like a bonus to all the staff, a small little something to say thank you, as well as the gift and the card and whatever else.
Yeah, it's kind of strange because that time of the year is like actually planning ahead for Christmas is very important, and I don't think many people do that as much as they should.
Because the amount of reminders we've got to send out for our closure dates, when we're reopening, and then we've got to plan like 3 weeks of socials to be scheduled for that whole time,
Yeah.
so that we're not working during.
Yeah.
I wonder if we get any phone calls, like, because we tend to get people calling like 10 o'clock at night, and like my iPad starts ringing at like ridiculous times. I wonder if we're going to get anything.
Didn't we used to do some sort of Christmas party? I remember Rupa mentioning.
Yeah, we did used to do one for the younger ones
That was when
before we
the-
rebranded. Yeah, back in the day.
For the year.
Yeah, well, we
primary
weren't
school.
really doing secondary back then.
Yeah.
It was a while ago. Yes, that's Christmas at Redbridge. The title of the podcast, by the way. What about at home? Do you have any traditions? Anything you not normally do?
This is walk.
The walk.
Yeah, so I think apart from that, I think when I was younger, a lot of PlayStation playing.
Mm.
Now, obviously, that's sort of gone out the window. Now it tends to be more watching films, TV shows, catching up on, because I don't get to watch a lot during the week, so there'll be a lot of that during the.
Do you watch a lot of Christmas movies on the day?
Back in the day, definitely, yeah. Do you know, before we had Netflix and Disney Plus, before we had all of these streaming services, we'd wait for films to come on around December time, and then you'd have like these really good films coming on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. You'd try and record them on a VHS, by the way. For those
We're going way back. What's a VHS?
Oh no, those were good times. I would say we should do a top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 holiday film list.
I have prepared a top 5, I think.
I've done a top 5.
And you're just going to randomly pick stuff out of the air.
I'm going to randomly pick stuff out of the air. I know I'm going to miss out several.
Well, let's do it this way. You go first, because you haven't got a list, and you can't copy any of ours. And then when we say something, you can see if you missed it out or not.
All right, yeah, good idea.
Should we do from 1 down to 5? Or 5 up to 1? Yeah, 1 down to 5.
So you going to go first?
No, you're going first. You haven't got a list, so you go first.
The first one that has to be on there, Home Alone. Has to be on there. Just there is another one that I think has to be on there, but I'll let you guys go. Go on, John. What?
No, do your 5. Do your 5.
I'll do my whole 5. Okay.
Yeah, because then you can just copy our answers, so no cheating.
All right, so Home Alone.
Yeah.
It might not really be a Christmas film for a lot of people, but for me it is.
You're going to say Die Hard, aren't you?
No, Toy Story. I used to watch that a lot. Around that time, both Toy Story 1 and 2, but I'll only put the first one in there.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
I'm going to put another Tim Allen film, The Santa Claus.
That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't remember the name of it, but it's quite. I remember that film. I had that on VHS. Speaking of VHS,
Toy Story is the one, man. It's best Pixar film.
First Pixar film.
Yeah.
3, right?
That's 3.
Okay, so 2 more.
Scrooged with Bill Murray. It's an old film. It's like 1980s, late 1980s.
Mm-hmm.
It's the.
I think I've heard.
Maybe I'll have to watch it.
I haven't seen it.
Based on the Ghost of Christmas Past, Ghost of Christmas Present.
Yeah.
It was usually always on back in the day.
One more.
I know I'm going to miss several.
This isn't going to make it into a short, is it? It's been way over a minute.
See, I want to say Bad Santa, but I don't know if that's top 5. Miracle on 34th Street.
Do you really want all the kids to Google that film?
Oh, yeah, maybe not. Yeah, probably shouldn't have said that.
I did think about that one. I didn't have it.
Miracle, no. Oh, there's definitely going to be several that I've missed. I'll go with Miracle on 34th Street. I do like that film.
Yeah.
The newer one, I haven't seen the old one.
994.
Yeah. Around 90s. If I think of anything else, I might change that 5th spot.
So
we
heard series. They're good ones actually.
They're good. Yeah, there was a couple that were thrown in there that I wasn't.
I was like, was Toy Story? I don't even know Toy Story is a Christmas movie. That might change things.
It does, yeah. But it's not one that I normally watch at Christmas time. But maybe it should be. Go with see your list and.
I'd go with what you would watch.
This is what I've got. So I've got Miracle on 34th Street. I've got Edward Scissorhands. Because, I mean,
that was one of his first films, right?
Yeah, I just think that was a brilliant film. I like sort of slightly depressing films. Home Alone 2.
The second one.
Home Alone 2. Because
over 1.
Yeah, I actually think 2 is better than 1. But
2 is better. Than 1.
They're both very good. I wouldn't say it's better than number 1 though.
I would say it is. It's got Donald Trump in it.
I forgot.
It's quick random cameo. Gremlins.
No idea what that is.
Gremlins.
I have
seen Gremlins. I have. I'm trying to remember the plot. The title. Gremlins. Who's in Gremlins?
I don't know. I just enjoy the film.
No, I've seen that film. I have seen that film. I've just forgotten the plot.
There's like this cute little creature that they get from a Chinese man in a shop, and it's like it's really cute and stuff like that, and then you're not meant to get it wet because then it multiplies, and you're not.
No, I don't think I've seen
and
this.
You're not meant to feed it after midnight.
No,
Isn't that just the rules for all Gremlins?
I don't think I've seen this.
Was that just for the? I've heard these rules before.
Yeah, and
is it from that film? Was that where it's come from?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
but I just thought it is different.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Okay.
And then the Grinch. The Grinch. I just think it's like so different from a lot of other Christmas films.
I have another one, but it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's another one I tend to watch around that time.
I never thought of it as a Christmas movie, but it is a pretty memorable film.
Yeah.
Because I've been to Universal Studios, like when I went there I was quite young, and they were doing a lot of stuff themed around Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. This is one of their sort of movies at the time, and yeah, like it was quite fun. And I think there was a simulator or something like that where you could put on some sort of 3D glasses and experience being shrunk.
I think your list will be interesting.
Yeah, okay. Well, my first one will be Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, featuring Donald Trump.
Or Donald Trump.
I'd say my second one is Home Alone 1. I'm a big Home Alone fan. That's like the movie that I grew up with.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
I just didn't want to take up 2 spots with Home Alone.
No, it
I
belongs there.
I didn't want to do that
my-
because I would have put Toy. Yeah, I would have put Toy Story. 2
Home
in there.
Alone 1, Home Alone 2, Home Alone 3.
If you had to pick one, I'm guessing it's Home Alone 2 for you. Yeah. So if you were to take that out of your list,
Which one? Home Alone 2?
well,
Or Home Alone 1?
Yeah.
The thing is, I just listed the films that I normally watch at Christmas, and I watch both of those. But I'll run through. So I watched them on Christmas Day. Number 3, I've got Elf.
Oh yeah, Elf.
I usually watch that.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I usually watch that when putting up the Christmas tree with my sister. So every year we'll put the Christmas tree up and we'll put Elf on. That's like a thing that we do. Number 4.
So OCD.
What? Have you not numbered yours?
No, it's so OCD. Like with the
Christmas,
with the elf thing. Like every year we must put Elf on.
It's just
Yeah,
a thing that we do.
Yeah,
we always watch it together. So
Yeah.
Like these aren't the films that I've listed. I don't watch them every single year.
we do.
We must.
But yeah, go on, continue. So you've got Home Alone
Number
1, 2, Elf.
4. I've got Harry Potter.
Interesting.
The third one.
Interesting.
The third one was always my favourite book and like my favourite
The third one
storyline.
is not Prisoner of Azkaban, is it?
Yeah, because they've got the
It
butter.
is.
They've got the butterbeer. They're walking through the snow, and it just feels
Christmassy.
Christmassy. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but we tend to just watch.
And Christmas
But then-
is
but
there
Even
in
the
every
first,
film.
the first one.
All of them do.
All
really.
of them have Christmas.
Yeah, all of them.
Because each year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gob-
no, I know. But
Yeah.
the third
Goblet
one
of
to
Fire.
me, the third one's my favourite story. All the animals and the shifting and stuff. And I don't know. There's the point where they're walking through the thing with the butterbeer and all the snow. It just feels like
Christmas.
yeah.
Have you read all of the books?
I read the first 4. Then the film started to come out. So I started watching
No,
those.
I read all of the books.
I read
before
all of the
films.
books.
Yeah.
No, I didn't read them all.
I did the same with the second Lord of the Rings book.
See, I've never really got
I
into
thought
Lord of the
was
Rings.
brilliant. As a book, that was, I thought, just really, really good. I think we've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
You've read them too, right?
Yeah, I've read
Tolkien.
I've read the series, so yeah. I mean, anyway, back to your list.
Sorry.
Number 5. I do have the Grinch on there, but what do you think about Jingle All the Way?
I had Jingle All the Way. I would.
With the
Good film.
the toy. What's the toy called? The like a robot action thing.
It was like an action figure, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know how we used to have Action Man back in the day? Oh my god. Just bringing back memories.
Yeah, they're 5. You can say if I took out Home Alone 1, or take out one of the Home Alones.
Remember how big action figures were, especially around Christmas.
Yeah. For me, I wasn't really into the whole action figure thing. It was more like I like remote control cars and that sort of stuff. We can go on to Christmas presents actually. Like,
What's your
for me,
favourite Christmas present?
Christmas presents, I always like. I'm a big kid, so I always like something I can open and like play with on Christmas Day, as opposed to like socks. Do you know what I mean?
Best. What do you say? Best Christmas gift. I'm sure I got like some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures when I was younger. Although I can't remember if that was. We'll go with Christmas. It was more likely to be. No, it wasn't Christmas.
It's hard for me to remember because my birthday is quite near Christmas because it's January.
Jan, yeah.
I don't know, like, I always forget like what present I got for when.
I remember always wanting a dog at Christmas. Yeah.
This is where your love of Toy Story comes from, because that's how it ends, right? Spoiler alert. That's how Toy Story. It's been like 25 years. That's how it ends, right? The dog.
Yeah.
It's all making sense.
Was there anything you really wanted?
Probably in the past it was probably one of the many games consoles.
Yes.
But that was it.
I forgot that. Right. Okay, I've got it now. I've got it. Do you remember the Sega Mega Drive 2?
Yeah.
I got that at Christmas.
I think I got the N64 at Christmas.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I had never had a console until like PS2.
PS2 was very good.
Well, I had Game Boy. The Game Boy Color was my first console.
That again.
Yeah.
Very good.
Have you watched the? There's a few series on like Channel 4, I think, or there's one on Netflix as well.
About toys.
The Channel 4 one is about Christmas toys of each.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched it last year, and it tells you, they run down like the best-selling toys and why everyone went crazy for them. There was like Game Boys and Furbies and
Furbies,
Scalextrics and all that sort of stuff.
Do you remember those Tamagotchis?
I had a Tamagotchi as well, yeah.
They were big back in the day.
And then there's also a series on Netflix called
The Toys That
Made Us.
That Made Us, yeah.
And there's one of the films
I haven't
that made
seen
us.
it, but
there's one called The Films That Made Us, and it talks about Home Alone in that and how it came about. You know, the whole set is in a school sports hall. All of it, apart from the outside shots of the house. They had to build everything, and if you look at the film, wallpaper, like all of it is red or green. There's not a single bit of blue in the entire film. All the wallpaper, all the clothing, all the flooring, it's all red, green and gold, I think. And it shows you how Christmas colours.
Oh. Yeah,
our trees blue and white, but they talk you through how they built all the set and how it almost never happened, and then somebody picked up the rights to it and it almost never got made. Yeah, it was really interesting. It's on Netflix.
I need to watch it.
Did you ever do things like board games and quizzes and stuff like that?
Yeah.
We used to do that.
Yeah, Monopoly,
yeah. Although we used to play Monopoly like all year round, so.
And then what's the other one? We've got to guess the characters. Was that Cluedo?
Guess Who?
Cluedo? Guess Who?
You're going to guess the characters? The flippy down thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Guess Who?
Guess Who.
What's Cluedo then? Why am I?
It's who committed the murder with what weapon in what room.
Ah, okay. Jenga?
Yeah.
I didn't really play Jenga.
Never really played it at
Played
Christmas.
it a lot at uni.
Yeah, well, drinking Jenga.
Yeah, drinking Jenga. And then I think something that I really liked trains when I was younger.
That's a good one, yeah. I had
So I like, you know, those wooden train sets,
Yeah.
and also not just wooden, the sort of metal ones as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to really enjoy putting stuff together, and also parents used to. I don't know. The adults also liked building it too. So
Yeah, I
getting
mean, I
involved.
always liked toys that I could build.
Did you guys ever go to ELC, Early Learning Centre?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A long time.
Yeah.
Do they exist anymore?
I don't think they do. No, it's,
Nothing does.
That's a shame.
Gone
Train
into-
sets. It's all on a screen now.
The moment-
none of it
The
exists
moment
anymore.
the moment you said train set, I thought of Early Learning Centre.
Yeah, now that you've mentioned it. Yeah.
I've always wanted, there's this company called Hornby, and they make these
The
like
proper like
ridiculous
Yeah,
trains. Yeah.
in The Simpsons, Reverend Lovejoy, his basement with all of the
Yeah.
like that. That would be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I've always kind of wanted, but I know they're quite expensive and stuff like that.
They're
but it's
surprisingly
just-
expensive.
Yeah.
It's like Lego. Lego's
I mean,
stupidly expensive.
I don't know if it's surprising because they are very, very good. But I've always wanted like a full-on
proper-
train set.
with the tunnel and everything. With the
like-
tunnel.
But at the same time, I'm like, no, this is just like a childhood fantasy. That,
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to have when I was like really young, like a Thomas the Tank Engine. I was obsessed with it. Thomas the Tank Engine, like train track. But I used to get all of the old VHS things I had and make my own like tunnels and tracks and stuff that went like around the chimney and up and down stuff.
What
I
did
feel like kids don't do any of that sort of stuff anymore. They don't build anything. They don't.
What? No,
just-
I mean,
Not
They
that I've
do.
heard of. I don't know of any.
there are some kids that seem to like assembling stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and one of the kids was saying, "Oh, I built a tank." There's in there's any there's these like scale models of tanks that you can build, and they're quite detailed and difficult. And he's like a year 5 kid, and he said, "Oh, I built a tank, and it took me like 7 hours to build it." And I was like, "That's good."
Well, it's good. It's good that they're still doing that. Then I didn't.
They
think
are.
that-
It's just like sometimes I think it's like, oh, they get a phone or. they
That's
get
what I mean. It's
something
always like an
that.
iPad or,
Yeah.
and they usually do.
But it's
stuff
good to
on
have
that.
something tactile,
Yeah.
and something that other people can get involved with too. I think is good. So, like those trains were good because like the adults could join in too, and they
Yeah.
add their own twist to the line that we were building.
Yeah.
Nostalgic.
Yeah, we've just jumped into the past.
What about music?
Controversial. I don't like Christmas music.
I mean,
There's a couple songs I'll give
I get
exception to. I don't like
but-
karaoke either.
yeah,
I can't stand hearing people sing out of tune. Like, it really does my head in.
what about you?
John likes both, I assume.
I like singing, and I like, but to be honest, like on Christmas Day, don't actually do that much of that. But I do kind of like the. It depends on the song because like there are some really really good Christmas songs.
Should we
but
let's do a rundown again?
a list? I don't know enough, but like as in
No, I mean, are there any? It doesn't have to be.
there's a standout song.
Yeah,
that's in my head.
are there any like songs you listen to around that time, or songs when they're playing you think of
the Pogues
Christmas?
Fairy Tale in New York thing.
For some reason, I've got Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey, that's what I
Yeah.
was going to say.
Yeah.
I usually go out on Christmas Eve with like my sister and like family friends and stuff. We usually go out for drinks and stuff. When that Mariah Carey song comes on at like the end of the night, and that last note, the really really high one, I'm not even going to attempt to do it. And everyone's just like howling like a wolf. It's like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to leave now. But yeah, Mariah Carey is the Christmas song.
Yeah.
All I Want for Christmas. That's the song. What about the Irish one with all the swearing?
Yeah. The Fairy
that what you're
Tale in
talking
New York,
about?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Pogues.
Yeah, we usually have that.
Yeah. That's fun.
We usually have that more when we have our our
I-
friends like have a Christmas
Yeah.
party or whatever.
I like it because it's different from other things. 'Cause it's,
The one that I've got in my head. Sorry, I interrupted. The one that I've got in my head is Feliz Navidad. I think it's Merry Christmas in Spanish. And the only reason I've got it in my head is because my dad keeps playing it over and over and over again on Christmas Day.
What else is there?
The Last
I don't know who
Christmas,
sings that.
but-
I need to find out. What else? We should ask people in the comments. Let us know in the comments.
I wanted to get a poll of like all the tutors or all the students and what their favourite Christmas films are, and I was going to put it in this, but obviously you didn't get time to do that
It's
beforehand.
so complicated to do a poll because like there's so
That'd be a
many
good
possible
That'd
things.
be a good
on-
idea.
There's so many possible films. Like
Yeah, but people can either choose
Like-
one that's already been put in, or they can add a new one.
even
Yeah.
in ours, it's like so many different combinations. I feel like Home Alone would be pretty high though
Yeah,
because it's just
we
like,
can chuck it onto an Instagram story or
You
something.
say that, but I think it's higher. Maybe the tutors list, not necessarily the
yeah. So if you think about when it came out,
yeah,
even
when it was early 90s, right, or was it late 80s?
I think it was
91, 92?
it was early.
what did
Like we weren't even around then.
what's
so.
a this generation was it Christmas film for like young people?
Yeah, I have no
Do
idea.
you know what? 1 second. Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you tell us what a Christmas film is that you normally watch?
To be honest, I normally watch Home Alone.
Home Alone. There you go. But is that because like your mum or like Anissa or someone watched it, or
Yeah, that. and-
okay, so they're older siblings that are similar age to us. That's why.
But also, the Christmas films that are released now are just really bad.
That's a good point. Yeah.
No, there were so many.
No,
good,
surely there can't be. Surely there's some good.
What's
There's gotta be
Daddy's
some.
Home with Will Ferrell again?
That's really good. I like
What?
Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. That's a Christmas
Oh.
film. I almost put that on there actually.
Is that where he's Will Ferrell's a stepfather?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
I didn't know. I think I've.
I mean, it's just a bog standard comedy. It's not anything. People, I mean, I know
I like both.
They're not in our like list, but people like The Holiday and those sorts of chick flick films. They're Christmas films that people watch.
I know, because like sometimes I
Do you know
think,
when
what
we-
is a Christmas film? It's
Speaking
just-
of Mark Wahlberg, you know when we went to Toronto,
Yeah,
you know we went to his. Well, I think it's
his burger place.
yeah. We went to his burger
When-
place.
We've been to his. What?
Yeah,
Where was this?
the very. Oh, actually, no. Wait, were you there?
That was. Oh, wait, that's not his place.
No, it was. I think it was the first night. I think the
Are you
very
sure?
yeah. It was definitely. We were told when we went in, and we saw all of the signage.
Why do I not remember any of this?
No, because I don't think you were there actually.
Were you ill?
I think you were. Yeah,
I wasn't
think you
well.
might. I think you might not have been well.
Yeah.
This was the very very first night when we landed. We had that long delayed flight.
But I wasn't
And,
ill then. On the first night.
I thought you were.
Yeah,
you were ill early
were.
on.
I don't think you wanted to come out because I think it was just me and my brother that went.
Oh,
I think,
it
you said you were ill like quite early on in the trip.
It was definitely his place.
Oh,
And
well, that's really annoying.
I remember really liking the burgers too.
Just to rub it
Just
in.
to rub it in.
Oh, that's a shame. We're gonna have to go back.
We'll take John with us.
What's your favourite Christmas
Food.
item? Like the thing you look forward most to
I
most?
think might be pigs and blanket. Blanket, one of them.
Are you talking specifically out of like the roast?
Like just like I don't know, something that you typically might eat on that day. Like we kind of went off turkey for a bit, but just because it's quite, it's
Too
weird.
Dry.
Yeah, it's dry and expensive. But if you cook it well, Can be decent.
I like a good roast potato that's properly golden outside, fluffed up, crispy bits with a
I'm absolutely mad for like
stuffing.
Good stuffing. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's just amazing because you don't really eat it any other time of the year. And actually, I quite like sprouts.
Oh,
I do as well.
All
People,
the vegetables, yeah.
Yeah, people always give sprouts a bad.
Yeah, but they're actually they're quite interesting vegetables. No, they've got that like bitter. I don't know. It's something that you wouldn't like as a child, but then I think you appreciate it.
Well, it's because when you're younger, your taste buds change as you get older.
Yeah.
So when kids eat broccoli and sprouts when they're younger, their brain is literally telling them they're being poisoned. That's.
Why is that?
Because they're like sweeter things when they're younger, and then as you get older, it sort of.
I mean,
your other side sort of comes
doesn't
in.
give you enough energy or something. I don't know something.
Don't
like
know,
that. Like it doesn't have enough sugar or.
But they like those vegetables taste different to us than they do to kids. Like physically taste different.
Yeah, because I didn't like sprouts when I was a child, and then like I really like them now. I could just eat like a bowl
I like
of
sprouts too. Yeah.
I've never had a problem with any vegetables.
I've always liked vegetables, to be fair. They're like mini cabbages.
Yeah. Anything else?
Parsnips.
Oh man, good honey roasted parsnip and carrot tray.
Yeah, parsnips. Good.
That's what I normally do. I normally do honey roasted parsnips.
What about the Christmas pudding?
Never really done that.
It's very divisive.
Never really.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
divisive.
not a fan.
My dad's insane for them. Like, as
I'm
in,
not a fan.
He literally has Christmas puddings from like years ago. Still, like he buys so many Christmas puddings.
No,
and I'm like, I don't get it because no one really likes them a lot to eat that many. But he's got so many.
Do they not go off?
What?
They actually keep very well. Christmas puddings.
What about you? Do you like them?
John doesn't taste, remember?
I like them, but not a whole, not like a whole one. Like even if it's just a small piece or something like that, then it's not overwhelming. But I find that most of the time, if you were to eat a whole one, it would just be too rich. So I usually have that and then like a little bit of cream cake or something like that. So Christmas puddings. I mean, it's so seasonal. It's like they literally make profit during that time of the year. So I feel like it doesn't feel completely like Christmas unless you had a little bit. It's a bit like mince pies. It's like, although mince pies, I'd be happy eating them all year round, but
it's controversial. I'm not a massive fan of mince pies.
But they're so good.
I mean, I like the pastry. The
pastry
bittery raisin thing in the middle. Like, what is that about?
Yes, it's the same. I'm not a fan of mince pies.
I used to get confused by the name because I literally thought it was mince.
Mince,
and then,
yeah.
I was like, it's nothing like mince, but it's. I actually quite like them. What about hot cross buns?
Again,
I tend not to really. Yeah,
I'm not
not a fan. Not a
They
fan
don't
of
really
those. Not a fan
have
of.
a decent taste or texture or anything that sort of stands out.
Better buns.
I'd rather have like apple crumble or something. That's my go-to dessert.
Well,
apple
Christmas.
Just in life. Apple crumble with some custard.
What else is
Apple crumble is very nice.
Christmas? Do you do something that me and my dad do? Is we go out in the morning and then we get loads of holly on Christmas Day and like cut it and bring it back and decorate with holly. That's something that we
On Christmas Day?
Yeah, like go to the forest, get a little bit of holly, and because holly Christmassy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's quite nice. Like it's a
No,
decoration.
I've never really done that.
There's the mistletoe thing, but I don't think. What about New Year's? Do
I was about to say the same thing.
people do anything?
Well, usually back in the day, I would be hosting a New Year's party, wouldn't I? And then all of our lot would come round for a crazy night, and then leave, and I end up clearing up in the morning.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's more I don't know. What do we do?
It was hot. Well, you know, like during.
Do you see the countdown in central London?
No. Do you know it costs like 10, 15 quid to get past the barriers to go and actually see it now?
No, I didn't.
Do you know what? Nowadays, I'm not up for being in a crowd that's pushing me around. I'd rather. We normally have like music and stuff, New Year's party, and then turn on the BBC or whatever, have the fireworks go off,
Yeah.
and then continue with that party
You
afterwards.
get a better view on the TV. Like, although
of
it
course you
doesn't quite, because like you can't, if you can't get close enough in the first place to see it.
I think it's more just going out, being with others on the last
Yeah.
hours of the
So I would
last day of
normally
the calendar year.
we would normally end up at somebody's house. It used to be mine. Now it's just Turbo's having a thing. Yeah.
Mm.
My old house, back in Wanstead, if you go to the top floor, you can see like Canary Wharf, and just before that Stratford, Olympic, whatever. So if you go there, you can see a load of fireworks from the top floor.
Yeah.
That was quite cool, especially when we had the 2012 Olympics, because you could literally see the entire firework display from like my bedroom window. That was quite good.
Mm.
Speaking of the firework display, did Jazz ever find it difficult?
Yeah. Jazz is my old dog, by the way. It's not.
He's not the Fresh Prince character.
I did used to call him Jazzy Jeff, to be fair. Yeah, any fireworks, he was always quite scared. He was a scared dog. He was, yeah. But then most dogs are scared of fireworks.
Probably
Yeah.
rationally.
Yeah, and they probably hear it very differently to how we hear it.
So,
Yeah, like the world's coming to an end.
what the?
Yeah, no, I've got. So, my younger one, Yogi, very scared, which is why even around Diwali time now, we tend not to do fireworks, in the back garden. But Kush, total opposite. That, he's totally fine with it. I think because when he was younger, I'd take him. I think when we had neighbours doing the fireworks as a puppy, I'd take him out and play with the ball in the garden.
So you just like get him used to it early.
Yeah, he's never really been scared. So I've got the two opposites.
Some people really hate fireworks. Well, like some people really don't like it. I don't know why.
I like them. I would actually like to go down into central London on New Year's Eve once. I don't know why I did. Every time it comes to,
I've done it before, but it's
day,
like,
I've done it before
really,
as well.
It is very. I don't know, like it's
just too crowded.
It's very
and you're going
crowded.
to pay for it. Back in the day, like a few years ago, we had a friend who had a flat near sort of St Paul's area, and she had a balcony. There was a year where we didn't have to actually pay to go and see the fireworks, but we could see them all from her flat. But yeah, going into London, especially now that you have to actually pay to get past the barrier that takes you into central London. You get a little wristband or something.
Oh, okay.
And you're never going to get to a decent enough place to see all of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's why I kind of prefer watching it on the TV now. And
Yeah. And you'll still see like some local fireworks.
Yeah, you will. Thanks for joining us today, guys. If you've got any suggestions for films that we should watch, or you want to let us know what your top 5 lists are for both films and music, drop them in the comments. And I hope you all enjoy your break, and we'll see you in the new year.